Okay, hi everybody. This is another video on our Pikeman's Lament ongoing campaign. Right now we have the table set up for the game in progress. We had to take a break mid-game, but this is what we've got going on. Got our Ottoman position here, and we've got the Habsburg advancing and advancing here. This is a 30-point game, but I'll back up for a minute. So currently, I'm going to have some reflections on trying this for the first time. So currently, we had game 4, where the Ottomans were set up in a smaller position, and we rolled, I mentioned in the previous video, we rolled for random points. So in Pikeman's Lament, which is the rules we're using, you get 24 points as a standard company. Most units are 4 points if they're not upgraded, and if they are upgraded, they're 6 points. So we rolled 4 dice to get our points, and we both ended up with I think 14 points each. So I had 2 elite units at 6 points, and my brother had 3 units for 12 points. He had 3 units of musketeers. And I thought the Ottomans would lose, honestly. So the 2 Ottoman units were in a smaller kind of camp. We said that for our campaign, since we had on game 3, the Ottoman commander was killed. He was a cavalry commander. So, and we re-rolled on the officer casualty chart that he was killed, and I think the result was he died like a coward. So we had to roll for a new Ottoman commander, and I decided he was going to be a Janissary officer. So for game 4, we said that the Janissaries were going to pitch like a small camp in this area, and then the Habsburgs would try and attack. Now with the randomized points and the limited resources, so we decided that for our campaign, if a unit is wiped out, they have to sit out the 1 round, that type of unit basically, to represent like resupply or reinforcements. So the Habsburgs only had shot, and the Ottomans were able to repulse them. And I noticed in these rules, at least in our game, the cover makes a difference. So in Pikeman's Lament, the cover increases the stamina of the unit. So if you've never played Pikeman's Lament, the way shooting works is you need a 4, 5, or 6, depending on the unit type, to hit at close range or at any range. And each unit has stamina, so you have to get that number of hits to inflict a casualty. So regular shot or any shot unit is stamina 2, so for every 2 hits, 1 casualty. Pretty simple. I think it's a pretty good system for this scale of game. But cover gives them 1 additional point of stamina, so the regular shot were up to stamina 3, and that helped them survive pretty well. So they were able to repulse this sort of small scouting force led by the Habsburg commander. And then for the next game, for our current game, we decided that the Janissaries kind of worked on this camp, and again, I have a limited collection of miniatures and terrain here, so we decided to just make these kind of represent entrenchments or defensive positions, these hedges, and we have some of these, I forget what these are called. Anyway, some of these earthworks, and so the Ottomans were reinforced with a heavy gun that can't move. They've got 2 veteran Janissary units, regular unit of regular Janissaries, regular shot, and these guys are elite shot if you know Pikeman's Lament. And then we have some Ottoman cavalry that are just regular gallopers. And on the Habsburg side, they have pretty substantial numbers as well. So they have their own unit of gallopers, of heavy cavalry. And then they have unit of shot, regimental gun, and dragoons, and some caracole, trotter cavalry. So that's what we have going on. In terms of learning about how to run, a map-based kind of campaign, I think the main problem is that I didn't make the map beforehand, so we were just playing and sort of developed this. We've kind of developed this as we've gone along. I think next time, I think in terms of making videos and gaming this stuff out more, next time I'm going to take some stuff that I've learned so far from this and apply it. So I'll probably make the map. I mean, this is normally what you do anyway, is make the map beforehand. And I think for this scenario that we're doing, which is kind of a fictionalized but somewhat representative sort of scenario of, we have a Habsburg captain raiding into Ottoman territory, or vice versa. You could do the same thing to kind of, maybe he has orders, probably not. And what I would want to do, and I mentioned this in the last video, is set something up where we have local forces on the map that could be added to one of the campaigning armies, like a neutral third force. So for our case here would be Hungarians, and some kind of resource mechanic on the map. Now, I don't know how this would interact with Pikeman's Lament. I don't really think it could elegantly, because Pikeman's Lament's campaign system is sort of more like a role-playing game where your officer has experience points, and as you develop, you get certain, if you win games, or you can, it says in the rules, you can elect to give objectives that you and your opponent agree upon, experience value, or honor, they call it honor values. So for one of our games, we said that since the Habsburgs captured a gun that was worth 1 point or 2 points, I can't remember. And the other thing is, like the resources. So I would draw up a map with certain farms or towns that had certain resources, so metal or wine or whatever, grain, and maybe somehow make that kind of like a resource point, either for a win condition, or that would allow you a certain number of units in your army. So like I said, I'm trying to use this as an opportunity to develop more ideas about how to run a campaign or based system specifically for this kind of Ottoman Habsburg stuff I'm interested in. But I think so far our campaign has been a good maybe proof of concept for some things, and I'm seeing more maybe the limitations of the Pikeman's Lament system, just because it's just not really optimal for this kind of maybe more detailed map-based campaigning. It's more focused on the character that you develop as your company commander, basically. So that's what I've got going on. I'm going to try and keep this one a little shorter today and wrap it up here. But that's what we have going on the channel right now. I hopefully will get to painting, but just lately I haven't really been in a big mood to paint, and I decided, well, this is supposed to be something for fun, and I'm not going to paint if it feels like work. So anyway, that's what we're doing right now, mostly trying to get some gaming in, since I haven't been able to do much actual miniature gaming in almost 2 years, with like one exception. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you.